This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Matador Gear Cube Set 3-pack, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So we've got 3 sizes to work with. In the intro I showed you these 2 because they have stuff in them, and I have the smallest one here to kind of show you the like what's going on the outside a little bit easier. So we have a 100D recycled nylon exterior, so very lightweight, but I found it to be pretty durable. No issues with it, you know, puncturing or anything like that. It's got a kind of a nice look to it. There is white and black colorways available, so it's kind of just like the inverse of this. I think they look pretty professional if you ask me. Very Matador. So if you like that, you like that. If you don't, you don't. Blue sign approved materials. And I believe the DWR coating is a non-PFC DWR coating, so good from a sustainability perspective, if you ask me. The zipper is from YKK. It has an aqua guard finish on it, as you can see there, and we have 2 zippers, which I really dig, because when you're trying to close, like when I was trying to close this, it was pretty challenging to get this closed, but I kind of inch one this way, and kind of meet in the middle and then push them off to the side. So pretty happy with the zippers. YKK, one of the best in the biz, so nothing to really comment on there. It works how we would expect it to. We have handle here on the top. Nice to be able to grab it and go. Should actually show you with this one, grab and go. Not the most comfortable, but they get the job done. Something else I should mention that you can kind of see with the zipper track on this one, the zipper track is very long. This is helpful in accessing and stowing your gear inside of here. They call it, I think, like a bucket, or I think something like that on their product page. So you can really kind of get into the nitty-gritty of organizing what you're throwing in here. So I do like that. On the side here, as you can see, we have some compression there. Pretty easy to work with. And you can kind of see it in action here on the sides of this one. So it also has a pull tab. So this is the little tab right here, and you can do, it's like a quick release tab. So you just go like that, and it is no longer compressed. Very quick and easy. Sometimes they can kind of get stuck down there and are a little bit hard to deal with, but not on this one. And you are going to save some space in there, especially if you're using these for clothing. On the bottom, we have these little attachment loops, and I haven't really found a great use for them. Obviously, you can use them to attach things like onto the inside of your pack, on the outside of your pack. You can do a lot with them, but I just didn't find them super useful, at least for me personally. If you have a use for them, I'd be interested to know what that is. And one last thing here on the bottom, as you can see, when I have this completely compressed down, there's a lot of extra material there that's just kind of floating around. It doesn't really get in the way that much, but it's just kind of there. No real issue with it, but I can see how that could bother some travelers. So if you are enjoying this video so far, make sure you throw a like on it and subscribe to the channel so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. So we don't have any internal organization, but these are gear cubes, so I don't think you really expected them to be. The bigger ones, obviously you can fit a lot more gear in, so you have small, medium, and large, and it's gonna depend on how you pack, what you're bringing, and just you in general. So this one in the medium here right now, actually let me open up the small one first so you can kind of get a look on the inside. There's a little bit of structure there on the bottom to give it a bit of a bottom to make it sit nicely, but no organization or anything like that. But in the small one is a good spot for like socks, underwear, and things like that. Smaller stuff, you may have to do some t-shirts, tank tops, or something like that. You could also, if you wanted to just kind of have a multi-use pouch, that you could use this as a toiletry pouch if you wanted to. It'd be a very big toiletry pouch, and I don't know that I would do it long term, but if being lightweight is like what you really want, like this thing is very, very small, very, very lightweight, so you could do that. Moving up to the medium, this is, depending on your shoe size, a good shoe pouch. So I wear a size 12, so most of my shoes, I also have I shattered my heel once, so I need to wear like supportive shoes, so most of my shoes are pretty big. So my shoes did not fit inside of the medium, but I grabbed another pair of shoes we have here in the office that fit inside of here, and they also have more of like a mesh upper here, so it's obviously can like just kind of collapse a little bit more. So I think you can get away with it, a men's 10 or lower. And then again, it's just going to depend on the shoe, the kind of shoe. If you're bringing you could probably fit a couple pairs of flip-flops in here, no problem. If you want to use it just for clothing, you could put t-shirts, shorts, maybe some thin pants, maybe a thin long sleeve shirt inside of here. But this is probably my favorite, or not my favorite, but probably the most useful size for me personally, because I typically like to bring somewhat lightweight clothes, and anything bigger I'm probably just going to wear with me, just so I don't have to try and put it inside of a backpack. So it's probably the most usable one for me. But again, it's just so very, I mean, most packing cubes are, but very packable. And these do feel a little bit more useful than a standard packing cube because you do have that really long zipper here on the top, so you can kind of fit bigger stuff inside of there. and then you have the compression on the sides as well. So one thing to notice is that the compression doesn't, if you don't completely pack these out, the compression doesn't do as much. And as you can see, even this, which I have quite a bit of stuff inside of here, I was able to compress this all the way down. So I don't know if maybe there's a different way of packing it to make it so the compression can't go all the way down. Maybe if you're not using clothing or something like that, that's gonna like compress and give you like some give. If you were to just put shoes in here, maybe because you won't, like shoes aren't gonna budge as much, so you won't be able to compress it as much. So that's why there's so much extra material, but just thought that was worth noting. And I'm going to uncompress it so you can kind of see the size difference. So I'll try to put it on its side here and do that. Undo there, and undo there. So now it's gonna take a little while to kind of get bigger, but it does save space. Like when I was packing it in my bag, I noticed a difference when it was compressed to when it was not compressed. So now opening up here, you can see I just put a bunch of sweatshirts in here so you can kind of see what you can fit inside this large one. So a big North Face, nice waffle from Outdoor Research, and then I think it's a Patagonia or something like that. Yep, Patagonia. Set those off to the sides. But as you can see here, this is a very big packing cube, or gear cube, I guess I should say. And again, you could use this for really whatever you want. You could fit all the stuff you fit in these two, or you could go, you know, big sweatshirts or something like that, or just kind of like a gear organizer. Obviously, these do not have padding, so I'm not going to put any tech in here or anything like that. But generally, wearable items are going to be okay in here. If you have like a bigger pair of boots, you could probably fit those inside of here. And then once you get there and you're going to be wearing those boots, you could use this for something else, like maybe your dirty clothes or something. Because if you're bringing boots, who knows, maybe it's going to be muddy. This can be where your muddy clothes go, and then you take them to the laundromat or take them home, whatever you're going to do with it. So these are very versatile, at least for me personally. And you know, you can fit, let me put one inside another here. And you can really save space with these things. So if you're someone who likes to plan ahead, or like, you actually should have done this prior, but like these don't take up a ton of space. Like maybe if you're just traveling with a personal item, this is not as much space as you're willing to give up. But if you're bringing rolling luggage or a big travel backpack and you're planning on bringing stuff home, where you just want to have some organization when you get where you're going, you can bring this and that will work nicely for you. My one caveat is that this material does pretty well, but it's not the most durable. Packing cube materials typically aren't. I know these are gear cubes, but just if you're going on a more rugged adventure, these aren't really for, I wouldn't use these outside of your pack too much. I think they can handle it a little bit, but just not an all the time type thing. So there you have it, the Matador Gear Cube Set 3-pack. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.